All right, so every year we get a new entry in the VHS franchise. It feels like tradition by Shudder at this point. This year we have a Halloween themed entry, so I thought I'd save it for the week of Halloween. Now, these are usually a mixed bag for me, right? Like I'm not super high on VHS as a franchise in general. There are some installments I really love. Usually it's a mixed bag. Usually I get one or two that I absolutely adore, one that I don't care about, and then two that I don't really like. That's usually how it goes. But this year I feel like the quality is much higher. I don't know if that's just because it's Halloween themed and I'm in the spooky season mood and it was just the right vibe, or there was talk of them having bigger budgets this year, so maybe that's the reason, or if maybe just the directors they've picked gel together really well, stories gel together really well. I don't know, but I do think if they keep this quality up, I'm happy to have one every year. You know, like it's a bit of fun. Word of warning though, if there is a lot of violence against kids in this installment, like not just in one section, there's like 2 or 3 sections out of like half of them at least have violence against children. So if if that's a trigger for you, maybe just don't go in. But as always, let's dive in. Spoiler free. Welcome to Spooky Nights. So Diet Phantasma by Brian M. Ferguson is the framing narrative for this one. And it's about a shadow company called the Octagon Group who are trying to market test their new soda, Diet Phantasm. Unfortunately, the soda is causing extreme reactions in their test subjects, and the delicious flavor isn't worth all the death, really. I'm going to be honest, I'm not a huge fan of the framing narratives in VHS in general. I don't really care for them. I usually am just like, I was like, why don't you just put a title card? I'd be happy with a title card. I don't really care. That being said, this one has like an over-the-top horror comedy charm to it. It's almost Aperture Science-like in its cartoonish evil, and that does give it a bit of fun. And it's filmed like, you know those like documentaries about cigarette and car companies in like the 70s that you find out they're doing horrible shit to monkeys and beagles and stuff? That is how it is framed, right? So it's a great delivery system for Evil Dead, Dead Alive style gore. So if you like that, you'll probably like this one. I did actually find this one of the better framing narratives because it was just so silly, and I was cool with it. Coochie Coochie Coo by Anna Zlokovic. This follows 2 extremely intentionally annoying teens, Lacey and Kaylee, as they decide to go trick-or-treating one last time before Kaylee goes away to college. They're doing all the no-nos of trick-or-treating, right? They're taking more than one candy. They're being rude to the people that answer the door. Just being absolute menaces when they come upon an isolated haunt that has an exceptionally creepy theme. As the two try to work out where the line for the haunted house ends and the true horrors begin, we are met with just a bunch of really creepy infant-themed scares. I have to say, I really like the way I feel like this is a really good entry. I like the way that the camera is used as a plot device. Like they go back to the camera and check the footage to look for clues and stuff, which is really good because you don't see that often in found footage horrors, and it should be done more, really. If you like the sort of grave encounters or the game Outlast, it is that vibe. The horror imagery comes hard and fast, and it is super creepy, and there's a lot of creepy singing, and it's a lot of running down hallways and coming across creepy shit and going like, oh no, we have to stick to the walls, all that sort of stuff. It's done really well. It hits all the tropes really well, and while the story is basic, I still had a really good time with it because it is a Ghost Train style movie, right? It feels like you were just, shit's coming at you all the time, hard and fast and real creepy. And I liked all the body horror of it all. So I thought it was a really strong entry. Paco Plaza made Wreck, which is one of the best found footage horrors to come out in like 20 years. So I was very excited to see his name on this VHS entry. He's decided to do a bit of a true crime angle with this one, which I thought was pretty clever. It follows Enric, the sole survivor of his friendship group, who they all went exploring the abandoned house of a long-dead medium. Crazy shit went down. Enric has gone to the police and told them that he murdered all his friends. The police are dubious, however, as they found the bodies, and it would be difficult for someone of Enric's stature to basically mutilate the bodies as bad as they found them. So they want Enric to go back with them to the house and work out what actually happened. This movie is really clever because it switches between Enric's friend's footage of the night, so the hand cam footage, and police body cams pretty expertly. So, Enric and the police will be standing in a room and Enric will be saying what happened. And then all of a sudden, it just flicks to the event of the night, and you'll be all of a sudden with Enric's friendship group and you'll be seeing the events go down. And that's pretty clever. Like, that's a really good way to do that. It felt really good. So the really slow creeping dread parts of this movie sort of feel like a tamer version of Gonjam Haunted Asylum, which is one of the scariest films I've ever seen. It terrified me when I first saw it. So I thought that was really good. It does go violent, balls to the wall, wild at the end. And I think I did prefer it when it was more that dread-inducing horror. But it's a good entry. It's a solid entry. In another year, it would be one of the strongest entries. But because it's among such bangers, this is one of the weaker ones. So Fun Size by Casper Kelly was extremely fun. It's extremely funny. It's exactly what you want made by the guy who makes Yule Log and has dipped his toes in the Scooby-Doo pool, right? This is about an adult group of friends who decide to go trick-or-treating because the Halloween party they went to was pretty lame and they want to sort of save the night. As they're going about their route, they see a house and it's got this giant bowl with all these weird candy brands in it. And it's got a sign on it that says, "Please take one." Of course, they don't take one. And they find themselves at the mercy of a very funny, very memorable character called Fun Size. This is a lot sillier than pretty much anything else on this list, and I enjoyed the hell out of it. I'm glad they put it halfway because it's a great palate cleanser. This is like if Willy Wonka's Chocolate Factory was built for lethality. Like, that's the vibe of this, right? Fun Size is just a great character in general. He's very memorable. He's got a good costume. He's got this funny, creepy little voice. He's got the chaotic energy of like Bugs Bunny or Art the Clown. Like, he's from that realm of character. I'll be very surprised if I do not see a lot of Fun Size Halloween costumes this year because he's a lot of fun. But I really enjoyed this entry. It was so silly and I was laughing the full way through it. One of the best things it does actually is two people in this group of friends, their costume is found footage camera operators. And that's fucking hilarious. I laughed out loud. That is a genius way to get around that conceit. I thought that was so clever. And I'm going to give it bonus points for full peen. So, kudos to Fun Size. Kid Print by Alex Ross Perry. This is by far the most disturbing and mean-spirited on the list. It almost feels out of place, especially next to something like Fun Size. It's about a local town where kids are constantly disappearing, so much so that the local electronics store has a special where they will take photos of your kids specifically for use in missing posters. Like, that's how often it is happening. The owner of the electronics store, one night, he's got kids, he's on Halloween, it's Halloween, and he finds himself smack bang in the mystery of the missing kids. I mean, this is about a serial killer who murders children. So that's the subject matter. So know that going in if this is for you or not. A few people should probably skip this one. Even on top of that, though, even though that's the subject, it is disturbing and graphic on top of that, right? You will see tapes of killings. You will see tapes of torture. It's really full on. It gets into like Saw, Sinister, Silence of the Lambs territory very quickly. Carl Garrison is fantastic in it. He's so fucking creepy. He's such a creepy character. And the ending was bleak as all fuck. So, like, this is the most disturbing and scariest one, especially as a father. I'm a dad. This is definitely the scariest on the list. So, kudos to Alex Ross Perry for pulling that off. I think it's probably the highest quality one, too. But it's big trigger warning for this one. If you are averse to kids being injured, do not go into this one. It's fucking full on. Home Haunt is about a father and son who loves Halloween and setting up Halloween decorations in like their home haunt and performing together in their home haunt. And I was like, oh, yay. And then after like 5 minutes, I was like, oh, no, because it's actually about how the son fucking hates that now and gets bullied at school because his dad's like the weird Halloween guy. And I really hope that's not in my future. That will make me very sad. Also, this movie has a really good line. The kid at one point says, I'm not coming around to the idea, but mum's just better at blackmail than you are. And that told me all I needed to know about the family dynamic in one line. And I thought that was really clever. I had a lot of fun with this one. This is like a fucked up version of Scooby-Doo, and I mean that in a good way. As the father and son are setting up for their haunt this year, they decide to play as the backing track to the haunt this suspiciously spooky vinyl record they found in an op shop. And turns out that record's bad news and everything goes all Evil Dead, right? It's a good entry. This is a really good entry. It does feel, it has that, each room is a different theme in the haunt, which I really like. I think that's a good way to do it. It feels Monster of the Weeky. And Rick Baker, via like creature effects superstar Rick Baker, makes an appearance in this, and his character is so fucking perfect for what he does. It's so meta. I just love it. If you want to know how a sheet ghost, like one of these ghosts, would kill someone in real life, this segment will show you that, and it is absolutely glorious. So that is day 26 in the books. Let me know if you've checked out VHS Halloween. If so, what was your favorite installment? How would you put the rankings of them? For me, I think it probably goes, it's going to have to go Kid Prince, Coochie Coo, Fun Size, Home Haunt, then Supra, Sick Infla. Like, that is probably the ranking for me. But to be honest, I didn't dislike any of the entries this year, which I usually have one or two that I'm like, I don't like that. This one, it feels more consistent than usual. It's pretty high quality. So there wasn't any I didn't like. There was just some that were better than others. But let me know yours. Also, let me know your favorite VHS entries. I think this might be one of mine. And the one with Ratma is also pretty fucking good. But I think this is definitely one of the best ones we've had in years. Hopefully I see you tomorrow for another review. Peace.